Welcome to Jacksonville Buzz. I'm your co-host, Chris Budihas, joining the studio here with Cole Faust. Cole, how are you doing?
Fantastic.
Good
Thank you for having me on, man.
Also joined, more importantly, we got Stephen Hudson with the AI Ready Veterans, Inc.
That's right.
Stephen, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Nah,
I appreciate it.
Thanks for your service,
Thank
because
you.
you're a Navy veteran yourself,
Yes,
so
20 years.
we
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Thank you. 20 years.
So tell us about AI Ready Veteran.
Well, we wrote I'm an expert in generative AI, and so we wrote a book called AI Tsunami, and it's integrating business into integrating AI into businesses. And so we did a workshop for the Veterans Resource Center out at UNF, and we just saw the incredible need of our veterans, especially those in transition.
Right.
And so we decided we got to do something, and so we created AI Ready Veteran as a not just, and we don't want to call it a training platform, because as both of y'all are military as well, another training. And so it's really, we're trying to create a community to where we can a resource.
Right.
There's education in there. There's different modules depending on what your needs are, either coming out of the Navy, or you may have been out for 10 years.
Right.
And you want to learn how to use Copilot while you're in your new company, or if you want to start your own business. ChatGPT is enabling veterans now that we don't really have those skill sets, especially if we've been in the military for 20 years.
Yeah.
Getting into a business, you want to start your own business. Right? Well, how do you do that? I mean, where do you start? And so we have a module on entrepreneurship, and that we poured a lot into because everybody that developed the platform, we're all entrepreneurs,
right,
and we understand AI, generative AI. And so we walk them step by step on how to use this technology to enhance their lives and the families' lives too, because it's free to veterans and their families, and we want to make sure we get that word out as well.
That's great.
That the mom can we have a module that shows the spouse, the veteran spouse. All right, how do you? I need to create a meal plan for my 5 kids, and one of them's allergic to peanuts, the other ones don't like broccoli. Create a meal plan, and I need to keep it under 2,000 calories. Boom, it'll do it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just little stuff like that. But it's just basically the way we kind of look at it is we feel like we're teaching the veterans how to fish. We're not. I mean, there's a lot of all the resources for veterans out there, I am 100% for, but a lot of them are, they're giving out fish. And so there's...
You're equipping them.
Yes, sir.
Tools,
yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
yeah,
That's basically what we're doing, is we're showing them how to communicate with generative AI, which is, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And get the information out.
Yeah.
Because up until when OpenAI released ChatGPT in November 2022, up until that time, unless you were a computer scientist or a data engineer or whatever, you really couldn't have that type. You couldn't converse with a computer and it converse back to you in real time. Yeah. It's totally different than a search engine, where you type in a question and it gives you resources to go out and try to find your answer. This will just give you the answer.
Yeah.
And so, and so we're just, and a lot of things we're doing now is we're trying to demystify it too, because I think a lot of people are afraid of AI, and so we're trying to. I want to give all the veterans a leg up when they transition to the civilian world. I want the veterans to be able to take advantage of their training and their skills and the resources and their experiences that are completely unique than someone who hasn't served.
Right.
Veterans bring a whole new thing to the corporate world. That's the reason why, corporate world wants to hire veterans.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just learning how to translate that into a resume and a cover letter that a hiring manager would understand.
That's great.
Now, would you ever do anything like develop a more advanced program for like Llama 3? Are you familiar with like Llama 3 and all that, and setting up agents and so on? Or are you?
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, what we're doing, and we are completely committed to this, and so we're already building out. Right now, we have 6 modules that basically cover what AI is. You know, because a lot of people, just to get everybody on the same page, is what the terminology is. Yeah. We have one for entrepreneurship, one for the corporate world, one for starting, for if you want to go back to school. I mean, there's some of these veterans, nobody in their family has ever gone to college. And so they're like, all right, who do I talk to about, you know, if I want to go to university? We have a module dedicated just to that. Nice. But we're working on adding a module for Copilot, because Microsoft's Copilot is being, they're really pushing that in all the Microsoft products, which is big corporation. And so if our veterans don't know how to use Copilot, I mean, imagine giving them the power to say, yeah, I know Copilot, I can use it real well.
Yeah,
boom.
Just go into the corporate world.
And so
we're
we're developing right now, we're working on a module for Copilot. We're also working on a module for our older veterans that they may be retired from their second job or whatever, and they're but they want to stay up on technology and learn what everybody's talking about. Yeah. And so we're going to have a module on addressing, you know, that generation, you know, and because like my father, he's 87 years old, and but he's very, you know, very techie. Yeah. He wants to learn about it, and so and just a module, and he's a veteran, and so a module to help. Just kind of a fun one to kind of show them how they can use it.
Yeah, and that's where society's moving. So if you don't understand, you're disadvantaged in different ways.
Yes, sir.
You know, not just you know, professionally, also in the social aspect of it. And I want to foot stomp a couple of things. You know, sir. You're catching them up where they should be, and there's a value proposition for that company. You should hire me because I do understand this and I have this capacity. During that interview process, and then more importantly on the job, you can actually use it. And as an entrepreneur myself, ironically, the software we have built, we use chatbots and AI to enable it. So exactly. And I love what you said earlier about the opportunity, not just for the veteran, for the spouse, because that's been a hot topic the last decade. Spouses who have to pick up on PCS every 3 to 5 years, their ability to work from home, especially with COVID, just made it worse. Sure. So if their work is enabled through AI, because I tell people I'm not going to do a copy and paste out of AI, but it helps me create a better product as a result, because I'm thinking through and going, okay, that's a better way to phrase that or kind of think. So
right. And we did a workshop for Florida Power and Light. Some executives at Florida Power and Light, they had like an executive retreat, and we did a workshop for them. And the person who invited us to do it was retired. He was a West Point grad, so I mean he's and he was saying, and they use it at Florida Power and Light. They have their own language, their own LLM, their own internal AI chatbot, or what do you want to call it, ChatGPT. Yeah. And so he was saying, I treat it like a very capable assistant or an intern. He said, I give it stuff to do. But then when it gives it back, I always verify and make sure that it's what I want. You know what I mean? So you would never want to just, like you said, I create a business plan and then just hand that business plan to a banker without even looking at it. I mean, it's a launching point, and that's what people are, and that's what we talk about in the modules as well, is just how to use it as a tool. It's a tool. It's not, you know, another person.
It's not the panacea of everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, hey, thanks for coming to the studio.
Thank you. I
Look
appreciate
forward to
you having
you
me
back and seeing the evolution.
Yeah,
so
I'd love to.
Yeah, AI Ready Veteran.
Yes, sir.
Go Google us. Hey, folks, take a look at this book, The AI Tsunami.
It's on Amazon. Yep.
A good tool. So, you know, look it up. I'm going to read it. I'm looking forward to giving you some feedback.
Thank you.
And no doubt I'll become smarter as a result of it.
Thanks
again for your service to the nation. Hey, folks, take a look at our segment. If you like us, connect with us on LinkedIn. Share the content. AI is here to stay. It's going to be around forever, but it'll be evolutionary, and the opportunity for veterans to get smarter in this space will no doubt make them more capable in the workforce, but also in their communities. We'll see you at the next Jacksonville Buzz. Thank you very much.